is why Disney needs to hire me. I'm telling you, I'm gonna keep saying I'm gonna keep saying it until somebody hires me to create a story. So imagine this. They do a
Get him, Disney.
get them a
Hire.
you start off with a Disney Plus show on Wolverine. There's rumors that they're gonna do a Wolverine show. Start off with Wolverine. Wolverine has to be like a Wanda. As I'm saying, as in Wanda, you know how every Wanda episode was different.
Mhm.
Like it went from like the
Mhm.
'60s, '70s,
Mhm.
'80s, '90s. Like it went from different eras of sitcoms. That's what's pretty much what Wanda
Yeah.
was about.
So basically, you're saying like they should go through every decade. Something significant happened to him during those decades. So like,
In every
boom,
episode.
every episode.
And you see him kind of getting like you start him off when he was born as a young kid, growing up
The
in the
first, se-
1800s as a
the first,
mutant.
the first season could just be of Wolverine, even just like getting up, like being born in 18, then going all the way up to the time where he gets captured and turned into the alumina, into the
Bro, that'll be the
adamantium, whatever
season
it's.
finale.
Yeah, where he goes in the cage.
Well, just at the season finale, will just like they capture him, and you see them take him away, and they close the door, and all you see
Hmm.
is says Weapon X,
Oh,
and then
oh,
that's the season finale. But every episode, you see him go through like a young kid when he first developed his powers in the early 1900s. No, what was it? 1800s. He was born
yeah, eighteen
1800s,
hundreds. Yeah,
right? So he was born in the 1800s. You see him growing up in that era. Remember that era. If you
the Civil
do
War, all
anything,
that.
you are either a witch or you're they probably
Demon.
think that he's a demon or something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then he goes into the 1900s. A little bit more far punch. He's you see the world around him getting modern while he's only a kid. By the end of the episode, that is that you could actually put him. Let's say he got captured like the season finale. He got captured in the 2000s.
Yeah.
So then he was actually Weapon X for like 20 years, and then now in 2021 he's actually free. Or 2022 he's actually not Weapon X. I mean, there's you could always change it or whatever, but every episode has to be like a Wanda episode, like something in every era until you reach the modern era.
There's there's so many things you could accomplish with. I mean, there's so many things that you could explore with Wolverine, like and Logan, like you just said, like the 1800s. There's also Wolverine during the 1960s or in the 70s. There's Wolverine when he was in the Vietnam War. There's Wolverine where
Bro,
there's
and
a
those
whole
and
bunch of
yeah,
stuff.
in those kind of thing, because wasn't he like in the Civil War back in like 1800s?
Dude, what if they did an episode of Wolverine teaming up with Isaiah Bradley? And remember, Isaiah Bradley was one of the first super soldiers in the U.S. He was one of the first super soldiers before Captain America. So what if him and Wolverine teamed up to
Bro,
free?
they could.
Bro,
I'm gonna blow your mind right now. In the first Avengers, Captain America First Avenger, when he goes to save Bucky, imagine they put that there, and in the crowd Wolverine was there, so he actually met Captain America, like the original
bro,
Captain, because you could do that.
yeah,
You could bring Chris Evans back for like one episode. You know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying? Like he met, but that's interesting you say that. So imagine that he met Captain America. In the next episode, he meets Isaiah Bradley's Captain America,
Mm-hmm.
and then later on he meets what was he the Red Guardian.
Oh, yep.
He meets the Red Guardian. Like,
Mm-hmm.
dude, Wolverine is like you said, Wolverine's story is so interesting because you could make him that he met all these heroes before
Mm-hmm.
they were even heroes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You could even put him that he fought the Winter Soldier at one point or another.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then you can even put an episode where he fights Sabretooth,
Well,
and
Sabretooth will
all the
have to
other.
be. I think
Oh,
Sabretooth
but
will have to
think who
be.
all of the X weapons? There are so many other X weapons too that he could
Bro, they
fight
could
throughout the
actually
season.
introduce Alpha Flight.
Bro, there's so many X weapons, bro. Weapon X's.
Well, there's remember Weapon X is that he's the 10th one that actually
Yeah.
worked. The same thing with X-23.
Mm-hmm.
That was the 23rd version of the experiment.
Mm-hmm.
So, bro, by the end of by the I would say by the half of season 2, you introduce X-23 into Wolverine show, and by the end of season 2, you could have her interact more, so then you could bring her out of the shows and put her into the X-Men.
You can even have Ryan Reynolds come up and Deadpool's in there.